over.
Hello. It is 4 o'clock here in Alabama, Central Time, on this 30th day of April.
Last day of April.
Has this month flown by or what?
I know. I guess it's just perspective. I think it ain't gone that bad. But January through March did.
It went fast?
Went fast.
What do you think, Dee?
Fast.
Dee said it went slow. She's on the same page as me. Whatever I say, she said. My buddy.
I thought that said hello from China, and it said hello from Iowa.
Sometimes you gotta lean in and squint a little. Ain't that right?
That's right. Oh goodness.
And that's what had to happen. A second ago, I was reading as the people were saying where they were from and whatnot, and I was all up in the screen squinting and looking at it. And I said, Jason, I sure hope we weren't live because they saw inside my nose.
Oh my goodness. Well, good afternoon. I'm going to tell y'all, I do apologize because we said that we may try to do it in the barn. But two things. Number one, me and you have been working our tails off, and we are whipped. And we worked all the way up until almost time for the live and just didn't have time to set it up. Then number two, they were outside.
And, I started thinking, how in the world are we going to set this up? Because all I could think of was to use a table.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, Fifi might think that table is something for her to get on.
That's
and
true.
That wouldn't be good.
That's true.
So here we are in the air conditioner.
Oh, it feels good too.
And we're thankful, and we do apologize because we did say that.
We did say that.
And we did talk about it at about 3:30, and we knew that it would be a lot of hustling.
Oh, we could have done it. We're whipped. Y'all will see what we're working on Friday's video.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
Friday's video.
It hadn't been that hot outside, but it's hot enough to make you appreciate the air conditioner.
Yeah.
When you stop working for a minute.
Yeah.
We're going back at it after this.
I know.
We're going to, at least that's the plan.
That's the plan. We'll see how far we get. We'll see how far we get. Also, it is April 30th, which means this is the last day of April, right?
Absolutely.
The last day to vote for the coffee flavor.
The last day to vote.
I will say this. I did check it last night because Ryan asked me to.
Okay.
He wanted to know where it was at, and one flavor is kind of pulling away.
Uh-oh.
So I don't want to give out which one it is. I want it to be a surprise. But if you are wanting to put your vote in, you can go to our website and vote for your favorite flavor of coffee that should stay.
And do y'all know what that website is? Because if you don't, I'm going to tell you.
Where's it at, Brooke?
www.coghillfarm.com.
That's right.
And you can find most anything that you want to know on that website, from way to contact us or email if it needs to be something more than that.
That's right.
So cast your vote. Let us know what you think.
That's right. Whew.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Tell me about it. I don't know if we're going to be back at it or not.
We'll have to see.
I know we're going to need to be fed. I'm so used to feeding animals that we as humans, we get fed and watered too.
Yeah, that's right.
We have to be fed and watered at some point before we go back to work, because we just about used all our energy.
We did just about use all our energy. I do want to say about the flavors. One is going to stay around all the time.
Uh-huh.
The other one will come, we'll do it, periodically. So it's not going to be where you cannot get it anymore because they're very, very popular.
And also, there's no way for us to tally a vote by looking at it, through sending us an email or
No, it's
whatever.
a lot easier on the site.
Yeah. So if you don't mind, that would be if you want to.
And Ryan wanted me to let everybody know we do, once the voting ends today, and that whichever one wins is going to stay. The other one, he still has some stock left of that. So
okay.
But once it's gone, then it will be.
Wait a minute. The flavor for the month of April is still available. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, like if if the southern pecan wins, then butter caramel, there's still a little bit of it left.
Okay.
We're not going to take it completely down.
Okay.
So
Gotcha. Until it's gone.
until it's gone.
And when it's gone, it may be gone.
That's right.
You don't know.
That is right. Well, hello, Chestnut Hills.
Hello.
Hello, Chestnut Hills.
I bet it's warm where they are too.
I bet it is.
just thinking out loud.
I see somebody's laughing at Ryan, so Ryan must be on here.
Oh, well, hello, Ryan.
What's going on, Ryan? It's Ryan.
Ryan.
It's not Ryan.
It's Ryan. like the rind of a watermelon. Rind.
Oh goodness.
Yep. We get corrected from time to time. But
It's
that's
okay,
okay.
though. I'm used to it.
We carry on.
We carry on
with a smile on our face.
It's not much that upsets me. So,
no, I tell you, to be in this, I don't want to call it a business, but it kind of is.
Yeah.
To do what we do.
Yeah.
If you can't develop a tough skin to tolerate those people that need to, well, get a life, then you probably are in the wrong business.
That's right. You're just, I just brush it off. Usually,
you've got to, y'all. You've got to.
And also, I think this is how I think. If somebody's negative, or we don't know what's going on in their life.
That's right. That's what I say.
There's, and they may want to vent, and if they can vent and get it off their chest, and then
if it makes
more
them feel
power
better,
absolutely.
I got a little laugh out of it myself.
Amen.
So no worries.
That is right. So
but that being said, don't reach out to us saying all kind of ugly stuff. Our thin's only so thick.
Oh goodness. Well, I promise I don't mean to upset anybody.
No.
Oh goodness. Whew.
What were you saying? I interrupted you.
I don't even know. I was just saying last day for coffee.
Oh, no, not the last day for coffee.
Last day for
voting.
Voting on for the coffee.
That's right. I had to rephrase that. Somebody watched this. They heard you say last day for coffee.
Oh yeah.
They might order a truckload.
Yeah,
and then poor Ryan.
Ryan would be upset.
Poor Ryan. He'd be in trouble, wouldn't he?
That's right. Oh goodness. Oh.
Well,
I was looking at your notes over there.
Oh, don't worry about my notes. We get to them when we don't have anything else to talk about. Then we dive into my notes.
Oh, I do want to say that.
You forgot.
No. The tornado situation up in the Midwest.
Yes.
Yeah, I was worried about, of course, Daniel. I knew it had hit sulfur, and I reached out to Daniel early that morning, and it was a good several hours before he sent me a text back. So I really got worried. But then I eventually went on Facebook and I saw that he had posted on Facebook that they were okay, but their town got hit hard. And we can so empathize tremendously because, we've been there, and we feel for everybody up there. Oh my gracious!
Tornadoes are a devastating thing, as probably most of you do realize, and it's just not anything that you want to be in the path of.
Yeah.
So I hate that any buildings were destroyed. I hate that anybody lost their life. But we can't control nature, and we're just thankful that for the least amount of damage that was done.
Man, yeah, prayers over there, and I go to Daniel's because he said that they're not going to do a GoFundMe, that they're doing it through a local bank. So if I shared their post, their live with that information in it on our Facebook page, so. You can definitely go over there and help out that way. Or if you live close by, I'm sure that's how it was here. I mean, there was the community. It's just amazing how everybody comes together, because when it happened in our hometown in Selma, and then of course Granddaddy, there was just more people and more food. It was unreal, and I know that they're seeing that as well.
Yeah, it really gives a meaning of community when really something devastating happens, because you have people that come together that may not ordinarily come together, and they realize that there's a time of need, and everybody makes it happen.
So,
And
yeah,
Oklahoma was not the only place
no,
that was.
the whole Midwest and Texas, all of them got
So if we did not
some kind of
address your state, we're thinking about everybody
Yep.
that was affected. Everybody.
Mm.
Terrible thing.
They're saying here. I haven't talked to Lester today. Lester we usually talk. I don't know. I don't want to say every day, but a good bit. But I see a lot of comments saying that Lester and Jamie are dealing with some flooding issues.
Really?
But Lester hasn't reached out to me, and we've been outside working all day. We haven't even.
That's right.
Been on social media at all today.
Well, we had some little storms come through here during the night last night. Of course, nothing significant.
Right.
But there was weather out west, and I hope that there wasn't anything devastating that took place last night, because we haven't seen any news.
No. So I'll be sure to reach out to Lester and see how he's doing after the live's over with.
That's right. Well, speaking of the storm that came through, well, our power blinked on and off several times.
It did.
Of course, we have a generator, but the power has to be off for a certain amount of time.
All the way down.
For that generator to kick in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that did not happen. And so, on, off. Jason and I were eating lunch, and he noticed that there was an error code on our double wall oven. And y'all know that, well, we haven't been here 2 years. October will be 2 years in this house. And so that wall oven is what, 1.5 years old? Error code. Something about
the motherboard.
Mm-hmm. And so I said, oh my gracious, you've got to be kidding me. Now, I must tell y'all that while I love my double oven, there is not a need to use that double oven every single day.
That's right.
There's a lot of days that I use my little countertop convection oven if I'm using my crock pot or my Instapot, and we get things done that way. Or, my gas cooktop. And so I'm thinking to myself, you hadn't even gotten broken in yet, and here you are tearing up on me. So Jason said, I'm Googling, trying to figure out what the error code is. Jason goes outside, and he starts flipping breakers, thankfully.
Yeah, I thought it may just need to be reset.
And come to find out, the man fixed the oven. But that did not make me happy to know that, that could have happened to somebody that was single or didn't have the knowledge to go about flipping that breaker. And just got somebody to come and either try to repair it.
Absolutely.
It's out of warranty. 1 year is all you get nowadays from this.
And they don't make them like they used to.
No.
They don't make them like they used to.
No. I was thinking to myself, if this thing doesn't come back on, I'm going down to the barn and I'm getting that
old green
stove with the cooktop, and I'm putting it in the middle of the floor.
Oh, that one won't tear up.
No, it won't tear up. We couldn't drop it off the porch and it tear up.
There's somebody, I don't know the name of it, but there is somebody I follow on Instagram that restores old refrigerators like from the 50s.
Oh, man.
And I love watching their stuff.
Well, I tell you, we bought the black refrigerator first to go in the milk room.
Yeah.
And then we bought the vintage green stove, which I love. And y'all, it wasn't too long after that I saw a vintage refrigerator become available. And all I could think of was, while they're not built like they used to be, that freezer is not going to defrost itself. That probably would have been a problem. So I might have done the right thing by passing on that vintage refrigerator freezer. But man, I love them.
I do too.
I love them.
I love them. Absolutely love them.
Speaking of freezer.
Yeah.
So in your video yesterday, I milked Fifi down.
That's right.
And we got a half a gallon of,
milk.
It was colostrum is basically what it was. The babies had all drank. Her udder was just about to burst. And so I milked her down. And the freezer part was, a lot of you guys commented and said I needed to write the date on that bag of milk, because if I bypass Capri's babies, I may need that milk, for another time, or colostrum, or maybe I could help a friend out or something.
And I do want to say this, that the timeline got just a little shifted there, because your video came out and it had already been a few days.
Right.
the video I recorded was the next day.
That's right.
So the colostrum was still there.
That's right.
And your video, it was on past.
That's right.
Yeah.
We have to do things when we can do things.
That's right.
And that's how it happens. But what I was going to say is a lot of you guys suggested that I write the date on that bag.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. I wrote the date on the freezer bag and put it in the freezer. So that way I'll know, it might be a long time before I look at it and say, wonder when that was.
Yeah.
And now I'll have it. And if a lot of time goes by and I still got it in the freezer, guess what I could do?
What?
Just guess.
You're not going to drink it.
I could freeze dry it, Jason.
Oh.
He's not a good guesser. I shouldn't have made him guess. Oh, goodness. That's one way to get yourself back in order.
Yeah, we can freeze dry the milk. It's basically, didn't we really figure out that powdered milk is freeze dried milk?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So, we can make it last indefinitely if we see that there's not going to be a use for it.
Or at least 25 years.
Yeah, at least.
Up to 25 years.
At least.
Yep.
I don't think any of our goats will be around at that. Well, none that are here today will be here in 25 years. So maybe we can pass that on to Mary Carl's goats.
Maybe so. You never know around here, though.
Oh, goodness.
You never know.
Infinity goats, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Last forever.
You never know.
Well, you don't ever know. But I must admit that milking Fifi for the first time was quite a, pleasurable event. I have not touched an udder in which I milked since, oh my gracious, y'all, it's been a long time. It's been a long time.
4 years?
Maybe 4 years. And it's just something that you don't forget.
Definitely think it's 4 years.
I've thought to myself as I've had those girls on the stand and I've touched their udder.
Yeah.
I've thought, I can't remember how you do it. But as I put her on the stand and it was time to do it, I figured it out real quick.
I tell you, I was extremely impressed with you and Fifi.
Well, more so Fifi because
I don't know, you did a good job.
Well, I tell you, it works the muscles in your hands, as you guys know that have done that in the past. It is it's quite, Laura, kudos to Laura. She does a lot of milking, and a lot of people do.
Yeah.
But a lot of people use a machine too. So I'm gonna continue on as Laura says that I should try to milk by hand because using a machine's a lot of cleanup and a lot of work.
That's the thing. There's pros and cons to both of them.
And their teats, a Nubian's teats, are easy to handle.
Yeah.
Where if you were working with a small goat, such as a Nigerian dwarf,
it's a lot different.
You would have a real difficult time milking by hand. I can understand the difference. But we're going to try it, and I'm not going to milk Fifi unless it's necessary.
Right.
And the same goes with Capri. When she has her babies, I say with an S, she is notorious for having one. And that's something Laura's taught me. It seems that they come in the same cycle, so to speak. One that has twins every time may continue to have twins every time.
I hope Fifi don't have triplets every time.
Fifi. Oh, well, I tell you, I'm
thinking about not breeding her anymore.
To not breeding Fifi anymore.
I agree.
Because she's had two births that were not perfect. Of course, this one was a lot more difficult than the last one. But that being said, you don't know what next time will hold.
Yeah, I think so too. I think she
and
might retire.
You never know what the first time will bring.
No, you never know.
But I do think when it's the first time and you don't know what to expect, you're a little more prepared.
Yep.
But we'll have, we plan to keep little Laura. So we'll have Laura that we could, in the future, breed with Mo because Mo's not related. And then we'll have Paris. That we could breed next year. And that is the plan because Paris will be 3.
Yeah. She's small.
She is small. She is very small. I don't know why.
I don't either because, Crazy Joe's her daddy. That's a big old boy now.
He is a big boy and Fifi's a big lady.
She is.
So, but, it happens.
She is small.
It does happen. She's. I bet she's going to produce a lot of milk though, no
Yeah.
matter how small she is. She's got two good bloodlines.
Uh,
Regardless, yeah, we may not give Fifi another chance, and
Yeah.
We'll make that decision when times come. But the thankful thing is we have a way to keep them separated, so we can
Mhm.
control who breeds.
That's right, which is great.
Yes,
Great.
I'm so thankful to have pastures that are, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they don't even see each other.
Yes.
There's a barn separating the two where they can't see each
Mhm.
other. So, yes, very thankful for that.
I saw several people say that Danelle at Wiedemann Reap
Mm-hmm.
had freeze dried milk, and she had issue of reconstituting it, but she come up with a way to do it.
Huh.
I know Danelle, so I may reach out to her and ask her if we do decide to freeze dry some goat milk on how she did that. So
Right.
I'll send her a message.
And Laura Simply Making It does use powdered milk for a specific soap.
Oh, really?
That she has.
Okay.
So it may be, that Laura could expand whatever that soap may be and use our freeze-dried milk in that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Versus,
Mhm.
her fresh milk.
That's right.
So we'll see. There's always options.
Yep.
There's always options.
I do want to say and remind me, because I want to reach out to these people.
Okay.
I want to respond back.
Okay.
But it looks like we may be in a magazine.
Okay.
So we got an email yesterday, and I haven't responded back. I'm telling y'all, we've been wide open. And I got to respond back, and it is a magazine called Emu Today.
Not Emu tomorrow, not Emu yesterday.
Well, no, it's Emu Today and tomorrow.
Today and okay.
Yeah.
So not yesterday.
No, not yesterday. And I looked at their website. It is a legit, nice magazine about emus, and they were wanting to do a story about us. And I'm going to reach out to them. And
I doubt they care a thing about us. It's probably all about Nugget and Goldie.
But I will say this: I knew it was. We get so many emails, and I always know when they're generic. But this one actually said Brooke and Jason.
Okay.
So then that they actually watched some of our videos. So I got to remind me, because I don't want to forget, because I've already forgotten. But I want to reach out back. I want to reach out to them and tell them we are good to go.
We tell them we spoke with Nugget and Goldie.
Yep, spoke with Nugget. They want to send a film crew. They're going to have to wait 30 days.
Well, no, not 30. Not 30. Last Wednesday was the halfway point. So that means tomorrow we will be at day 23 left.
Yep.
If my math is correct.
Emu, that almost sounds like a soap opera, don't it?
Emu Today and Tomorrow. Yes, it does.
Doesn't it though?
It does.
We're on a new episode.
We haven't talked about this?
A new
Off
episode.
camera, on camera. We haven't discussed it.
What's that?
Do you think any emus are going to hatch? And if so, how many?
I think 7.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was going to say 7.
Were you?
Yes. I should have went first. Then you'd have had to change yours. But instead, Jason and Brooke both say 7.
7.
What are these people saying? How many do y'all think, if any,
how many
nuggets?
Misty Dawn said 7.
Really?
4.
4.
8.
Oh, my goodness.
All of them.
Oh, my.
Oh, goodness. Here they come now.
Here they come.
Woo!
Here they come.
They're going so fast I can't read them all.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I just hope that Nugget hatches at least one baby for his sake. Because, y'all, it would be terrible. I just can't see none of them hatching. He's not sitting on those eggs for no reason.
I can't see none of them hatching either. I really can't.
I really feel like something's going to hatch.
Something's going to hatch.
Something's going to hatch.
I agree.
And I went and fed him and watered him today, just like every day. And y'all, it's just so amazing how they drink. I know y'all probably know this already, but they tend to go in with their beak and then they have to sling that head back in with it's like a scoop. It's like they use it as a shovel.
In my video, Brooke don't watch the video, so she don't know. But in my video, I referred it to like especially when they eat the grapes.
They sling that head back.
I said my mom always took a peel.
Oh yeah, mine too.
She put that Tylenol in her mouth. And
I've told Mary Carl before, me taking my vitamins or something in front of her and putting it in my mouth and shaking my head. That's how my mama has always done it.
I gotta have something to drink.
They're still coming in.
They're still coming in.
How many do y'all think?
Now, I've seen several people ask, what are we going to do, or what's Nugget going to do if none of them hatch?
What?
Well, y'all, I'm sure his instincts are going to kick in and he's going to get up eventually, but we'll wait. I mean, several days passed. I don't know what their cutoff is, but we'll know. We'll know when it's gone way too far.
Well, the good thing is that we know the day that he started sitting.
Yeah.
And so we have a time, okay, just say that you had emus that lived in a forest, in an area where you didn't see them every day. They came around at feeding time.
Mm-hmm.
You might not know how long they've been sitting, but we know exactly how long he's been on the eggs.
Yeah. And
so I just don't see him sitting past the point of, babies should be here by now.
I think so.
And I think if one baby, I think it'll be like a duck or a goose or a chicken or whatever. If that's what happens with the geese. I mean, we got a pile of eggs right now that nobody's sitting on. It's like they gave up.
And
we
need to get them up.
We do.
But
it just happened.
You better handle those things. What's the saying with kid gloves? Is that how you say? Is that what they say?
Kit gloves.
Ain't that right?
I have never heard that in my life.
Maybe I'm
that was a saying I've never heard.
We got to be gentle.
We got to be gentle.
Because that is a ticking time bomb.
Jason's so scared of rotten eggs, y'all. It's ridiculous how scared of them he is.
That stink don't come off now. That's like a daggum skunk. That rotten egg explodes on you.
You know what you need?
Kid gloves.
Kid gloves. I've never heard that.
I was close.
Okay. You know what we need to be careful of?
What's that?
That Dee Dee doesn't get in there.
Hoo, 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 hoo.
We would never, ever, ever be able to sit beside Dee Dee again.
Oh, goodness.
Dee Dee loves eggs, and she probably doesn't care if it's rotten or not. So, I think we need to get them up and take them far, far away.
I tell you what, I'm going to break out the Joe Hazmat suit.
Yeah.
To move them eggs.
I doubt you'll be moving them, dear.
Because
I bet Brooke will be moving the eggs.
If somebody knows, they know. But if you don't know, a rotten egg builds up pressure inside that egg. It's like a Coke. It's what it's like.
Yes.
It's like you took a Coca-Cola and shook it up like this.
Yep. The pressure is just there.
It is ready to erupt.
And guess what happens when a rotten egg actually does erupt? It makes a little popping sound.
It does.
That sounds like a minor explosion. Yes.
It is whoo, and that stink don't come off either.
It don't. That's what I'm saying. We would never be able to sit next to Dee Dee again.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was yesterday when I noticed one of the two geese was not sitting on that clutch anymore.
Yeah.
But today they were both up. And that's what happens more times than none in our experience with geese, is they lay this huge, massive amount of eggs and they sit on it. And there's so many eggs that they're protruding out from under
they can't even sit on them all.
Yeah. And so then when they turn them, those that are not being sat on end up in the center, and those in the center end up on the outside, and none of them are going to develop.
It's a mess.
So, I guess we'll get on.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, they're over there by the pond. Y'all know kind of where they are in relation to the house. If an egg breaks over there or explodes over there, you're gonna smell it when you walk outside over here.
You're gonna smell it in this house more than likely, because a goose egg's pretty big.
It's a big one.
But just imagine if one of the emu eggs exploded.
Oh gosh.
Just imagine. Hopefully that won't happen.
I hadn't thought about those. Luckily those emu eggs they're really thick.
They're really thick, and I think it would take a lot to bust through one of those shells.
Mm-hmm.
However, if it's under as much pressure as you're talking about,
It's under pressure.
it won't take much.
It's under pressure.
Well, let's just hope that. Let's just skip that altogether, and not talk about exploding emu eggs. So you think 7, I think 7, and we have 24 days left. 25 days. 25 days left.
25 days.
And it could be sooner than that because that is the average is 60 days. It's from 52 to 60.
Okay. So we got some time there.
Yeah, we got some time there. I see Michael Key there. Michael, if all of these emu eggs hatch, are you prepared to have an emu for a pet?
He's getting one. His rooster showtime's excited.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. They're going to be, well,
be buddies.
He better get a man then because, they're going to need to hang out and hang together. And
out there on Mike's grill.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It needs to be two guys. That's right. Hanging with Michael. So we'll have to DNA sex Michael's for him and make sure. I don't know. Yeah, Goldie has been hanging out a lot in that area.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it on the live last time.
We talked about her walking in that area.
I recently learned that she is the protector. So while Nugget's sitting, of course she's strutting. Y'all know she's walking the runway.
She's proud of herself.
But at the same time, she's scouting. And if anything were to come over there and get near Nugget, which I don't think will happen, but if it were,
she'd take care of it.
She's gonna take care of it.
She's gonna take care of it. She's a guard.
She is the guard dog right now.
She is, and it's just amazing to me. I've said it time and time again how flat Nugget can make himself.
Yeah.
Because if you did not know, I could point. I could say Nugget's sitting right there, and you wouldn't see him unless you knew exactly where you were looking.
That's right.
It's just amazing. And if you had an emu and it was in a wooded area, say like Christine.
Yeah.
So we had a friend that had a pair of emus, and she thought that she was laying. And we went around her entire perimeter of her pasture trying to find an area that she could have made laid eggs. Yep. And it was just difficult to find. So had, we not known.
And we got 3 eggs, and they were sporadic, remember?
From Christine, yes.
Yeah.
And Goldie, she must know. They act like 2 professionals.
Yeah, they do.
They act like they knew what they were doing all along, and they're just laughing at us.
And that's why Emu Today probably wants to do an article.
That's right.
Because we got...
They want to talk to Nugget and Goldie and find out the inside...
Got some professionals.
Inside track.
I guess I could get one of those little recorders.
For Nugget?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you don't have very good service over there, I can tell you that.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gracious.
So, we, on the live Saturday morning, we talked about our potential plans for the day.
Yep.
And we really didn't know what we were going to do, but there was a strawberry festival that was being held in Thorsby, Alabama, which is in Chilton County. It's just kind of right down the road.
Yep.
So, Jason made a mistake, and he went to Mary Carl after the live was over, and he asked her, well, it kind of was, asked her if she wanted to go to the Strawberry Festival.
Oh, goodness.
Well, if y'all know teenagers, they think when you ask them something, you mean right then.
Oh, okay.
I told Jason, I said, you go back and you tell her when we get finished with what we have to do. And so he did. It ended up being about 1:00 when we got to go. But we went over to the Strawberry Festival, and I am going to tell y'all, it was quite the event.
That was a really nice festival.
It was so much more than we ever expected.
Yep.
There were vendors everywhere. There were food trucks everywhere. There were people everywhere. And it was just a good time.
It was. We had a great time. I think we all got one. Did you get you a little something?
No, I didn't.
Just me and Mary Carl got us.
Just you and Mary Carl.
I'm a sucker for the homemade jams and jellies. And if I see somebody that could potentially be my grandmother, I know that jam and jelly is going to be delicious.
Yes.
And so I kind of racked up on some jellies and jams and some homemade salsa out of Montgomery, Alabama called Sweet Home Alabama or
No,
something.
sweet salsa.
Salsa Alabama?
I don't know.
I can't remember, but it was some great salsa, and I love salsa. And so I bought 3 jars of it.
Well, the good thing is just about everywhere that was set up with things that they were offering for sale food-wise offered a sampling for you to taste it. So you kind of knew, I mean, if it was something that you were interested in or not interested in. And Mary Carl, she's a sucker for handmade jewelry.
She is.
So there was a gentleman that was making rings that were handmade.
Mm-hmm.
And she had saved up some of her money and took it, and she was able to get one of those rings in her birthstone, which I call it blue topaz, but I don't know what she calls it. Some crazy name.
Yeah.
But she was very happy to have the ring.
Well, I'm very happy to have one particular jelly, and it was blackberry jalapeno pepper jelly, and it was delicious. So I'm excited. Gonna get some cream cheese and some crackers, and I'm probably gonna eat that whole jar.
You told me that you were gonna eat the whole jar, and I know you probably like the spreadable cream cheese.
Yeah.
But I do have a block of cream cheese if you get desperate.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, there's one in. I almost used it last night.
I did not know that.
And you guys have probably tried this, but I've seen a recipe that is for some honey roasted corn, and it has cream cheese in it.
Really?
So it's a lot of you guys may have some fresh corn coming up that you could use that recipe for, but I wanted to make the recipe, but guess what?
What's that?
I thought I had some corn and I didn't.
Oh no!
So you got a whole block of cream cheese.
I'm glad you said because I would definitely.
It's in the refrigerated.
But that was a awesome event.
It was, and it
really was, and it was well organized. Even though the parking looked crazy, it wasn't hard to park and get out or anything. I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it.
What I was most amazed by is that most of the parking was across the street, and they had 2 officers stopping traffic to let people cross the street. So there was no chance of a pedestrian. I mean, of course, anything can happen, but there was not much chance of a pedestrian getting hit because they did a good job at stopping letting people cross. And
it was fun. And you know what? I just realized it was real shady.
It was very shady. It was in a park.
And I just realized how shady it was.
And yeah, we enjoyed it. I mean, I didn't come out with anything physical. I didn't buy anything.
Yeah.
But that didn't mean I didn't have a good time. So I enjoyed it.
Now I'm thinking we need to go to the Peach Jam.
Yes, and I misspoke about that. I said it was in July, but it's in June.
June, okay.
So that'll be in June, and I expect it will probably be a bigger event than even the Strawberry Festival was. So exciting times.
Is the Peach, I see Chestnut Hills on here. Is Peach Jam and the Peach Festival the same thing? Or is that 2 different events?
Don't ask me, Jason.
We're new here. We're new to this area, so we really don't know. They'll let us know here in a few minutes.
But you know what?
What?
You and I were just talking earlier about the Shakespeare Festival.
Yes.
Our dear friend, Laura, at Simply Making It sent us,
and her husband Chip,
Chip sent us some tickets to the Alabama Shakespeare Festival back around Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And my health was not to where I could get away and go sit for a play, so we still have those tickets.
Yes.
And it just so happens that, what did Chestnut?
It's the same.
Okay. It just so happens that the play now is Sherlock Holmes.
And that's the one I think we want to see.
And that made me think that Friday is First Friday. And Alabama Shakespeare Festival, well, we had considered going Friday night.
Yeah.
But I think we may put the Shakespeare Festival off to a Saturday or Sunday so I can go have some Cousin's Maine lobster. And if you don't want to go, then my mama's already agreed that she'll go with me.
Oh, I'm going. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. Your mom can still go.
Well, we can all go. We can all have some
All of us.
lobster
That's right.
because I really enjoyed that.
I
And
may get something different. I may.
not a grilled cheese
I
or
may-
a different food truck.
Different food truck.
Okay.
Yeah, I may
Well,
get
I'm
something
not. I'm gonna get the cousin's Maine lobster, but I may not get a grilled cheese. I may get something different.
Oh goodness!
So here it is Tuesday, and we're already planning our Friday night. We're getting old, aren't we? No, we just have fun.
We do.
Speaking of cooking,
Yeah.
and the cream cheese and the corn that I almost made,
Yep.
I did cook something that I'm going to have to pass on to you guys.
This was good.
This was really good. And I will post the recipe on Mrs. Coghill's Facebook page.
Yes.
After we get done with this, because it's something Jason and I both enjoyed and it's something that we want to cook again. That is bourbon chicken. So you don't have to use alcohol if you don't want to. There's a substitution for chicken broth.
Mm-hmm.
But I did use the bourbon, and I must say it came out phenomenal.
It was good.
I thought last night as I was packing it away for our leftovers for tonight that it would be good on a hamburger bun.
You know what? It would be good. It does remind you of barbecue.
It kind of it's chicken thighs, and it's in the crock pot.
Yep.
So it's a simple recipe. And at the end, you add cornstarch to kind of thicken up the sauce and make it a slurry. Well, when I started doing that, the thighs started falling apart because I had cooked it a long time. And when I started stirring it and it was falling apart, I thought, well, this might be a good thing.
Yeah.
So I continued stirring it, and I ended up with shredded chicken thighs, and the sauce thickened around it, and it was like a good barbecue, but much more healthier.
It was good
than pork.
It was good. It was absolutely good, and I will post it on Mrs. Coghill YouTube page as well.
Okay.
I'll share it on there too.
Okay. Well, you just let me get it going.
You do that, and I got the link, and I'll put it on there for the ones that don't use Facebook.
That's right. It was really good, and the best part about it was how easy it was.
Yep.
You know, I'm a fan of something that's easy, and if it's easy, it gets put on a sticky note, and we'll make it again.
And it didn't have a strong bourbon flavor.
No, well, the alcohol cooks out of it, of course,
yeah.
And it just gave it a flavor that was very desirable.
It was good. Somebody asked if we eat it over rice. We ate it on mashed potatoes, but rice would have been good.
My family is a sucker for mashed potatoes. I'd never give them the choice of noodles, mashed potatoes, or rice because I always know the answer.
Yeah.
So I didn't ask.
Yep.
I just made the mashed potatoes, and that's what we had it over. And it was, to say the least, it was good. Very good.
It was
very good.
Really good.
But it did get thick enough to where you could eat it on sandwich. Eat it as a sandwich. And I imagine it's going to be even better left over.
You're making me hungry already, you know?
Yeah, we got work to do too. So you can't get too full. It another thing in it was soy sauce and brown sugar. So
I'm gonna write myself a note to post it on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I had my second injection today. I know a lot of you have been wondering how I've been feeling, and I've had probably 3 or 4 days in a row now that I've been feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
This is a 2-week mark from my last one, from my first one ever. And it is said that the medication could work in as soon as 2 weeks, or it could take as long as 4 months. So I don't know if the reason I'm feeling better is the medication, but I'm going to tell myself that I'm just happy, whatever reason it is happening. Because I'm feeling much better. I mean, we're outside working today.
Yeah, we worked hard today.
We're not done. You act like it's over. We've worked. That's plural.
Past tense.
I'm sorry. It's not plural. I've worked too hard.
It sounds like we've been in that bourbon chicken.
It does, don't it? We have not. We have not yet. Goodness gracious.
Oh goodness. And I did tell you, if you get too tired now.
You
Stop."
did. You kept
Yep.
telling me earlier that if I got too tired to quit, but I haven't, you know, so I don't know that I explain my symptoms as well as I should have. I talk about the pain and I talk about a hurt from head to toe and I talk about my tongue, feeling like I stuck a 9-volt battery. But I will tell you that the most debilitating part of it is the fatigue.
Yeah.
And just the feeling of having no energy and not being able to go and not being able to do and just feeling like you need to crawl in the bed. Did he look like she wanted to crawl into bed?
She been in that bourbon chicken.
She did. But, that's the part of me that has improved.
Yeah.
Since these past 4 days or so.
Right.
I still have some pain. My tongue's still a little messed up, but the fatigue part of it is better, and I'm thankful for that. If I can get past that hump, I can carry on.
Yeah.
I can carry on.
I can always notice when you feel better, and I know you seem to feel fairly good. But what I notice is that in the mornings you feel good. Midday it seemed that you would drop.
Yeah.
It didn't feel good, but then it's like it come back up.
Well, that's probably because I'd lay down.
And like 5 o'clock or so, you were wanting to do things again. So it's kind of weird how it worked.
But rest.
Yeah, I guess so.
I would have to rest.
I guess so.
And recover. But lunchtime's usually my cutoff. I'm usually done for.
Mm-hmm.
But these past few days, I've been good to go, and I'm thankful. So whatever's handed to me, I'm gonna deal with it. But I just hope that this is the beginning of improvements.
Me too.
I hope. I hope.
I think so.
I think so too.
I think so. The rheumatologist, I saw a lot of people saying, "Did you get a diagnosis yet?" No official diagnosis from the rheumatologist. So
they know that it is autoimmune and it's being treated as so.
Yep.
So I'm just rolling with it.
That's right.
Just rolling with it. I've got a good doctor that's willing to try to help control my symptoms, which is what we're doing. So I'm not taking prednisone. I'm not taking a steroid. And it may be something long term. It may be something that I have to stay on long term, but I can assure y'all I tried everything natural, everything that I could, change my diet, everything. And nothing has been the answer thus far.
That's right.
So while I'm not a sucker for medication, I do know that doctors can over medicate. You do what you got to do in some situations.
That's right. Absolutely.
You look like you were ready to say something.
I was, but I can't remember what it was.
Jason, I'll tell you the truth. All right. So it's Tuesday. Does that mean you're having tacos?
What is everybody having today?
What is everybody having for dinner? Michael Key, what are you cooking for your dinner?
Tuesday.
Let's see.
I bet we're going to get a lot of taco
I bet so
Tuesdays.
Too. I bet so too.
We're having bourbon chicken, which could be put on tacos.
It could be. It would be very good on tacos.
See, bourbon chicken, I think, is a little classier than drunk chicken because it's not drunk yet. It's just bourbon chicken.
Yeah. Okay, Jason.
Homemade pizza, that caught my eye. Oh,
homemade pizza.
I'm a sucker for pizza. I can eat a large pizza all by myself, and that's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good. And I can't stop.
Well, there's a good place over in Prattville that has our eye when we go over that way.
Mm-hmm.
Is it called MPK?
MPK, something like that.
Midtown Pizza Kitchen or
something like that. It's good.
It's 3 initials.
Shrimp tacos.
We don't know where we're eating, but we just know how to get there. It's very good.
Chicken chili, that's good.
Chicken chili, yes, that is
Pork
good.
chops, good.
Everything's good. We're getting hungry around here.
My stomach's fixing to growl.
I'm wondering if I should not heat up our dinner until we're finished working.
Ooh.
You think? Or you think we're going to need some fuel?
I don't know. We'll see here in a few minutes.
Well, I don't want you to get out there and
Taco Tuesday.
fall out on me. But we do need to finish working.
Oh, well, grilled cheese and tomato soup. I like
that.
I like grilled
good.
cheese and chili. But you know what we used to do? My mom, we would do grilled cheese and peanut butter and jelly.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Eat a peanut butter jelly sandwich, cut it in half, and then have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with your chili.
You said you would have peanut butter and jelly and grilled cheese.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I misspoke. A lot of people eat grilled cheese and chili, and we would do peanut butter and jelly and chili.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
I thought you meant you'd have a grilled cheese in this hand and peanut butter and jelly in this hand. That didn't make a whole lot of...
No.
Okay. He has not been in the bourbon chicken. I promise you.
No.
He has not. But you wouldn't know any different.
Oh, man.
You would not know any different,
goodness.
Would you?
Oh, goodness. Oh. There's a lot of tacos. Taco Tuesday is quite popular.
Well.
And I've seen several people saying that they eat peanut butter and jelly with chili.
Well, that sounds like that goes together, but a grilled cheese and a peanut butter just wasn't.
And some people say peanut butter sandwich and chili, not the jelly.
But
Mama would always put the chili on there.
Did she swirl it around and mix it together?
No, she would do that every now and then, but we would do regular with that. Probably good old muscadine jelly too.
Speaking of muscadine jelly, the couple that you bought the blackberry habanero from, they had muscadine jelly, and I came that close to getting it.
Should have got it.
Well, I was thinking I don't eat much jelly, honestly.
You know what? I really don't either.
But you eat it on the crackers, and that's why you got.
But that's the pepper jelly.
Well, I'm saying that's why you got.
Oh, that's why I got it.
Every now and then we'll have biscuits, and you'll need, jelly to go with it.
I'm gonna need to say something
about that. Sure.
So, gosh, do you remember the name of it? Funk. I'm almost positive it's Funk.
You keep talking.
So at the meet and greet, somebody gifted us some maple, and it wasn't SY, it was SI. And she said, we got to pronounce it syrup, because we say syrup here in the South. This was syrup. Funk's Grove pure maple syrup. That's so odd for me to say.
They were in Illinois.
And one of them they gave us maple syrup, but they gave us whipped maple, and they called whipped.
It was whipped
or cream.
It was called whipped.
And y'all, Brooke made some biscuits, and I put it on those biscuits, and it tasted like a homemade Cinnabon.
To me, it reminded me of a Werther's that was melted down into the perfect consistency.
It was delicious.
I love Werther's. It was really, really good.
Oh, my gracious.
Syrup.
Yes, they spell it with a I.
Yeah, it says it on their website. SIRUP.
Yep. It's a family-owned, I guess it's a farm.
See, SIRUP.
Yeah. Where's it
Funk's Grove Pure Maple Syrup.
In Illinois.
Shirley, Illinois.
Yep. But it was absolutely delicious. It had a different taste to it. It's almost like caramel. That's why you think of the Werther's.
I guess so. But it was delicious.
It was so good.
Jason was like, Brooke, you got to taste this. And I knew if I tasted it, I would just want more and more and more. And of course I did want more and more and more. But I controlled myself.
Mm-hmm.
It was really
good. And what made it good, because it has to be refrigerated.
After opening.
And no, they brought it. Remember,
That's right. They brought it on ice.
And that hot biscuit, and you put that cold syrup on it, and it just kind of melted.
It was good. It was really, really good.
Oh, my gracious.
I think we might
get behind me, Satan.
Woo! I think we all might be getting a a little bit hungry around here. But from what I understood, they would ship. That company would ship because my concern was that Jason was going to eat it all, and I might have to get me a jar to put in.
It was good.
A safe place so I can have a bite for later.
It was really, really good. I guess if they did ship it, it must be like
Now,
in dry ice or something.
I don't know if they shipped that, but they shipped the syrup. The syrup did not have to be refrigerated.
I got you.
But they went through the process of telling us how they, tap the trees, and it was interesting.
Which we don't do down here.
No, we don't.
I don't think we get enough chill hours. I don't think it gets cold enough here for us to do that.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the low temperatures; it's the sustained amount of time.
Here is sorghum syrup,
right?
And we spell it with a Y, and they say syrup.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like salmon. We say salmon, and it's not correct.
Right, and we do a lot of cane syrup here too.
Yeah, that's true.
Or sorghum. Some people say sorghum.
Cane is made with sugarcane.
Yeah.
And my great granddaddy used to farm sugarcane.
Really?
Yes, I can remember being a little girl and going to their house and seeing the fields of sugarcane.
And I tell you, I remember going with Granddaddy, and I don't know where we went, but he would cut that cane off and give it to me, and you would chew on it. Mm-hmm. And it tasted so good.
It seems to be, I'm sure there are areas of the country where sugarcane is still, plentiful planted, but it doesn't seem like it's as abundant here as what it once was.
And I can tell you why. It's because
there's not much money in it.
Corn syrup took over too.
Oh,
yeah.
So instead of cane sugar,
they just use
which is like in sugar in the raw,
yes,
right?
That's cane sugar.
So there's not a lot of things being made with cane sugar. Whereas back then, most everything was cane sugar.
That's how come that Mexican Coca-Cola is better than the American Coca-Cola.
Because it has cane
sugar in it.
Instead of corn syrup.
Yeah.
So, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So is sugar cane not what sugar's made out of?
Probably not. I don't. Now you're getting. I don't know. Now you done lost me. Maybe so. It's just
because
been processed.
It has to be harvested somewhere in
and it's just been
lump.
Processed, and I'm sure. And they got to get it turned white for some. So I don't know how they do that. So I'm sure regular white sugar is. I know somebody's on cane sugar. Regular white sugar is highly processed.
It's got to be
highly processed.
And cane sugar, well, they say that's the better product.
Sugar
correct?
beets. A lot of people are saying sugar beets.
Huh.
A lot of sugar comes from sugar beets.
And used to a long time ago, you would hear of people putting sugar cubes in their coffee or whatnot, but you don't hear of that anymore.
No, you really don't.
So why is that? Why is sugar not cubed like it once was?
I'm sure it's a cost thing. My guess.
Well, that's just sad. It was a wonderful sight to see that sugarcane field.
It was really popular. It really was.
And it was a huge, to me, it was a huge field. Yeah. Of course, he wasn't like a commercial farmer or anything. He just grew small areas, but it was just something that's memorable.
Somebody said that they use sugar cubes, so I guess you can still get them. They're just not as popular as they once were.
You don't, and they may not be in the States either.
True.
You hear about it. It seems like
cube. Yep, they're expensive.
Wow. You would think there'd be a little machine that could just cube it, and
I guess it's more materials. It's got to stick together. Somehow they stick.
Yeah, somehow they have to stick.
I don't know. Water. That's what I can think of.
That's interesting.
Lots of sugar cane in Hawaii. Well, that would make sense. That'd be a good climate. But it used to be here.
That's what I'm starting to wonder if our climate may have.
No, corn took over. I know that's what it was.
You think?
Yes, corn took over. Corn took over everything.
Huh.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure it's a monetary thing too.
Yeah.
There's probably not nearly as much money in sugarcane as it is.
I'm sure
something else.
It's probably way easier. But corn syrup is really not really good for you.
Not really.
I'm sure really cane sugar is probably not really great for you either, but
it's probably
not heavily processed.
That's right. Yeah. It's probably not a health benefit for any of them, but if you had the lesser of the two,
right,
then cane would probably be the preferred.
Probably so.
I have often wondered about us planting a row of just sugarcane.
I wonder where we can get it from.
I don't know.
Now I've grown sorghum because it's a great cover crop in the summer, but we don't let it get big enough where we have to harvest it. And there's only like Scott would go to that one place, Chef Scott Peacock. There was one place that he would love to get that sorghum syrup from. And it's a family, and I can't remember where it is in Alabama, and they do it once a year. They take the big vats, and they, big cast iron vats, and squeeze it and burn it and have to turn it like this. And it's a process. It's work.
I think we were built in the wrong age.
I'm sure we were.
I think we were built in the wrong age. We'll have to check into that. See if we can't plant just a little area. Of course, it won't be this year.
No.
But that'd bring back some memories for my mama too.
It really would.
Have some sugarcane planted. And Mary Carl has seen sugarcane because I've shown her stalks of it before. But that would be interesting for her to see as well.
I have to see if I can find where we.
You have to reach out to Mr. Greg.
I will. I'll ask Greg
and see what he can come up with, because it would have to be right for our area too. What grows in Hawaii is probably not the same. That
maybe different,
here.
Totally different. Yep.
So anyway, all right. Well, I got to decide if I'm gonna heat your dinner up now or later.
Yeah, we'll figure that out when we close this out.
That's right.
Cowbell Farm says you can order sugarcane starts online.
Wow.
So, let's see. And I'll ask Mr. Greg too.
Yeah, because my great-granddaddy's, it grew in rows like corn.
Right.
It looked like corn from a distance.
And he had to start from seed.
Yes, I'm sure he did.
Yep.
But lots of work, because this was in the 80s, early 80s. So not near as much equipment. He didn't have anything. He had a tractor, but that was it. Just I
wonder if he just harvested and sold it.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Interesting.
I do not remember. So.
Well.
Anyway.
All right, y'all.
Video tomorrow.
That took a turn.
It did.
Video tomorrow. I think y'all like the video tomorrow.
I hope y'all like the video tomorrow.
I think y'all will.
And then Friday, another video. I'll have one on Thursday. We'll be back here Saturday morning for another live. And y'all be good.
And enjoy your supper tonight.
That's right. Whatever.